Okay, so just before we get started, got a couple of announcements from this morning's session. So I've got the power swimming results from event 108, the female 400 metres freestyle. In first place, we've got Iona Winifred. Then second is Fern Snedden. Third is Elwyn Mears. And fourth is Alia Flischer. We've also got the results from the female event 109, 400 metres freestyle, which was a medal final. So we've got gold to Emily Smith, and silver to Darcy Smith, and then bronze to Holly Hopwood. Well done, girls.
So we're almost ready to get back underway. Prior to that, as ever, a quick safety announcement for our swimmers and coaches, and in fact those in the venue too. Depth of the water, 2 meters at both ends. Starting block 75 centimeters above water level. Only those swimmers who have reached the standard of the Swim England Competitive Start Award can start with a shallow racing dive. If there's a false start, you must continue with a shallow racing dive. Don't topple into the water head downwards. The signal you'll hear if it becomes necessary to evacuate the building will be a siren. To evacuate the building, all those present must use the marked emergency exits and follow the directions of venue staff. And do not anyone return to changing rooms to collect clothes or valuables. Right, coming up in this session, 200 freestyle, 50 breaststroke, 100 breaststroke, 100 back, 100 butterfly, 200 fly, 50 back, 200 IM, and 400 IM. A proper mixed bag. Scheduled to start in just a couple of minutes' time. And looking to, it's a fairly chunky session, around about 4:25 is the estimated finish. And session 1 ran pretty much to schedule. So we'll hope for more of the same. Finals, of course, all of these swimmers looking to qualify for their finals, which is from 5:35 later this afternoon. Okay, we need swimmers for the first heat, please. Swimmers for our first heat. You can make your way to the starting blocks, and if you're competing in the first event, please make sure you're in marshalling.
Okay, so we're making a start with event 201, the men's 200 metres freestyle, and we've got the first heat of 8. Over to you, referee.
your marks.
So, heat 1, we are back underway and racing. In the pool, representing in lane number 3, got Ashton Platts. In lane 4, Ted Whitwam. And in 5, Ethan Wills. Entry times between 2:01 and 2:37. Whitwam and Wills are the 2:01s, and Ashton Platts are 2:37. Eight lengths of the pool. So Ted Whitwam will finish things off and we'll bring you the time as soon as we have it. And until then, we will watch Ashton Platts. And there will be a very short break before the start of heat number 2. Hopefully incredibly short, just going to sort out the timing board for you. So as you can tell, the winning times weren't 57 and 58, but we will get those updated for you ASAP.
Leave the water by the side, please, swimmers.
It was around about 2:40 for Ashton Platts. So bear with us, we'll get that timing screen sorted for you, so you can see what's going on. Reminder, if you're just joining us today for session number 2, on your mobile phones, if you access the Meet mobile app, Meet Mobile, M-E-E-T, you can search for either Winchester or SESE for Swim England South East, and you can get the entire schedule and results as the day goes along, so all in your hands there. And also, we are being streamed all weekend on YouTube, so you can, if you're watching on YouTube, a big welcome, or if you're in venue, you can go and watch previous races back again later. It's not going to disappear, it will be there the entire time. I know coaches and athletes find that really useful to watch their races again after they've competed.
Okay, so apologies to the swimmers in that first heat. We had a problem with the timekeeping system, which was our fault. However, the referees have used the backup times from the timekeeping systems. The official times are lane 3, 2 minutes 39.98. Lane 4, 2 minutes 1 second 54. And lane 5, 2 minutes 2 seconds and 100th.
Moving on to heat number 2, over to you, referee.
That was, thankfully, a very short break. Fantastic. Good work by our team down here in the timing booth. In Heat 2, we've got Danny Birch for Southampton, Andrew Hooper for Farnham, Joseph Barnard for Abingdon Vale, Ellis Bunce for Aylesbury and District, Joseph Mottram for Windsor, and Christopher Hind for Brighton and Hove. Every swimmer, 2:01 entry. So this could go absolutely anywhere. Anyone's guess. Cracking start in Southern for Chris Hind, youngest in the pool at 16. And he's not slowing down either. Body length advantage over Danny Birch in 1. And guys in the middle, bit of making up to do. A reminder again, if you've just joined us, all of these races this afternoon, they're all qualifying other than the 400 IM. All trying to qualify for their respective finals, A and B finals later on today, or tonight I should say. We go well into sort of beyond 7 o'clock for the later ones. Wow, blanket finish, Danny Birch by 0.03 of a second over Chris Hind in the end. And Andrew Hooper, another short second back. What we want to see though.
And moving on to heat number 3, over to you, referee.
In Heat 3, you got Leon Ginther, Portsmouth North Sea. Lucas Aenya for Guildford City. Adam Macaulay-Wright for Portsmouth North Sea. Matt Stewart for Winchester. Tommy Goldup for Thanet. Casper Clark for Amersham. Damien Farshek-Kreischer for Southampton. And Benjamin McDougall for Wickham District. Anyone going sub 2 minutes would be a new fastest time this season, potentially PB as well. All the entries bang on 2. The first 100 split, pretty much spot on 1. Matt Stewart leads with 50 to swim by half a second over Lucas Aenya. It's not half a second anymore. 25 metres, and they are stroke for stroke. In fact, Aenya, representing Guildford City, he'll head towards the timing pad, touches home first, 1:56.55. That is a huge time for Lucas. Well done, sir. And no less than 5, under 2 minutes. Very happy.
And moving on to heat number 4, over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
So some cracking times in heat number 3. Really surprising how quickly we've got to times like that. The 56s and the 57s. They shouldn't really come into play until heat 5 or 6. But here we are. In the pool, Zach Sheriff, Leonardo Massarini, Vince Mock, Chris Littleton, Luke Scriven, Jacob Kelly, Alex Campbell, and Charlie King. Just to let all athletes know, marshalling has moved to the learner pool now. So marshalling for all events has now moved. It was previously in the changing room. Marshalling now in the learner pool, okay? So you're hanging around the changing room, you're in the wrong place. A good 7 or 8 meters between front and back. Final 50 meters coming up. It is Jacob Kelly ahead of Littleton. Now, when the entry times are so close, it's almost irrelevant on a lot of occasions. The lane order is less than a second between all 8 here. However, on this occasion, it is going to plan. Chris Littleton will come back in the final 50 meters to take it 1:56.08. These are really, really good times now. Quicker than we expected at this stage. Well done, Chris.
And moving on to heat number 5, over to you, referee.
Just to confirm, marshalling now in the learner pool as past the medal table, not in the changing rooms. Heat 5 in the pool, Ben Mould, Sebastian Holm, Achilles Bello Omeno, Leo Nichols, John Hick, Edgar Stuplik, Noah Palmer, and Mikhail Naumovic. This is where we anticipated the 1:55s and 56s, but hey, we're already there. So how quick can we go now? Can we get a 54 maybe? Achille Bello Omeno is looking the most likely. Formidable so far in heat 5. Can it be quick enough to get a spot maybe in a final later? 3 men to his right are going to chase him all the way, but they're not going to catch him. 1:54, there we go. Another superb effort. 3 seconds quicker for Achilles.
Moving on to heat number 6. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
And now we really turn up the pressure on the times. Last 3 heats. Got Rowan Fuss, Archie Hawkins, Jimmy Taylor, Hayden Annan, Lucas Staines, Finley Richardson, Jack Booth Rudd, and Dimitros Gunais. Look at Hayden Annan go this early as well. Not even through 100 meters yet. Absolutely flying. 52-68 split. Already applying the pressure not just to those in this heat, but the 2 to follow. He wants lane number 4 in that funnel, not just any spot. He can go sub 150. To his right-hand side, that is Jimmy Taylor. He will lead the pack, but from some way back. Well, let's have a look. Is it going to be a 140 something? It's going to be close, just outside, but the fastest so far by some way. 150.53, and he can go quicker than that as well.
And moving on to heat number 7. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Penultimate heat in our first event of this session. Alex Yausman, Rufus Perry, Alexander Davis, Maxwell Adams, Jake Chesworth, Marcus Hay, Sam Williams, and Dan Fallon. And Maxwell Adams, 147.9. 19-year-old for Wickham District. Already vastly different heat to heat 6. 3 men in the front instead of 1. Adams joined by Alexander Davis for Crawley and Jake Chesworth for Team Maxwell. Adams is 4 seconds faster on paper. However, Davis and Chesworth keep him very honest indeed. The rest of the field are gonna have to do something special to maybe grab a final spot. Wow, proper race on here right to the end. Looks like Jake Chesworth could maybe nip this. No, he doesn't. 2/10 in it. Maxwell Adams holds on. Jake Toastworth second. And Alexander Davis, the third man in that trio. Will touch home in third place. One heat to come in our opening event.
So moving on to our final heat, heat number 8. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
And last up, Dan Stevens, Alexander Moore, Charles Clark, Freddie Ashley Sparks, Dennis Malakowski, Tom Jennings, Ben Hatfield, and Richard Jenkins. .54s in the middle for the halfway split. Now, this is a 147 potentially. That's what's capable by Freddie in lane 4. Oldest man in the pool at 22. Youngest is 16-year-old Tom Jennings in 6th for Portsmouth North Sea. All happening down the middle. Freddie Ashley Sparks and Dennis Malkowski for Royal Tunbridge Wells. They're both sub-150s, but it's going to be Ashley Sparks, 151.10, 3/10 back Malkowski. Just off the pace as well, Ben Hatfield. But that is a massive PB for Ben Hatfield, in fact, in third. Come in with 155. Great way to start session 2. Shortly back to the girls.
Moving on now to event 202, the women's 50 metres breaststroke. We've got heat 1 of 9. Over to you, referee.
Right, these are going to fly by, okay? 9 heats, as we've just heard. First up, Bianca Zanetti, Tara Beard, Lola Bauer, Rachel Holgate, Jasmine Andrews, Florence Ingram, Isabel Dill Russell, and Melanie Sue. Where are we going to start the bidding then? 36s across the board on the entries. Tara Beard, 35.18. In fact, 1, 2, 3 35s, joined by Andrews and Bauer.
Moving on to heat number 2. Over to you, referee.
Taking part in Heat 2, Elena Ionu, Mariela Tikova, Sarah Roberts, Felicity Wiles, Charlotte Preston Howes, Ayla Coletta, Alice Bruce, and Charlotte Noyce. From 29 down to 15 years of age across the pool here. Well, where's this one going? This is Ayla Coletta, 35.45. Sneaks in lane number 6. Well done, Ayla. Thumbs up indeed.
Test start. Take your marks.
Moving on to heat number 3. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
In the water, Chloe Desiderio in 1. Lucy Zhang, Amy Wooland, Charlotte Neal, Caitlin Valentine, Jessica Goodwin, Grace Ibbison, and Leah Watson. Another blanket, in lane 1, Desiderio, 35.72. By 2/10 over Valentine and Leah Watson on the opposite outside lane. Outside lane's doing well today, aren't they?
Okay, moving on to heat number 4. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Heat 4, you've got Louisa Pollard, Megan Smith, Bonnie White, Maria Brightingham, Rosie Hollins, Talia Curtis, Zoe Tollett, and Molly Crowry Evans. And once again, the outside lane's going really nicely. I think it's actually going to be Zoe Tollett in Southern, though, that takes it. Yeah, 34.78. 3 girls jump below 35 seconds. And that was all faster than entries. Well done, that trio.
Moving on to heat number 5. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
From lane 1, Leah Orosh, Ella Wardle, Hannah Day, Olive Muir, Beth Leafort, Tabitha Bonner, Delilah Martin, and Millicent Bryan. Lanes 2 and 6 this time. That's Ella Wardle and Tabitha Bonner. They will head into the last couple of meters. Can anybody challenge them on the touch? Ella Wardle takes it 34.89. The only girl this time, sub 35. Well done, Ella.
Moving on to heat number 6. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Right. You're watching Lilia Taylor, Heidi Walkin, India Washer, Hannah Pye, Grace Pointer, Hazel Ann Carter, Florence Llewellyn and Alice White. Going to dip into the 33 soon. Might be this one, might have to wait another. Just outside, 34.65 Grace Pointer. Just over a tenth back, Llewellyn and Hannah Pye also sub 35.
Moving on to heat number 7, over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Going for a 33, Martha Cunniff, Molly Lown, Eloise Wade, Danielle Sion, Annalise Elford, Amelia Oliver, Isabel Muncaster, and Jess Evans. This time we do have a clear. We're into the final 3, aren't we? Yes, that makes sense. Danielle Sion in 4, fastest on paper, one of the fastest in the event, 32.51. Get me a spot in that final, please. Well done. 33.5, Eloise Wade.
Moving on to heat number 8, over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Penultimate heat, Emily Hunt, Saba Williams, Erica Say, Imogen Miles, Sophie King, Alice Collins, Charlotte Williams, and Amelie Brind. And 32.81, Imogen Miles. That'll be another spot bagged, surely in the A final. 32.90 might be the same for Williams, and potentially Sophie King, all 33 subs. One more heat.
Our final heat, heat number 9, over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Last chance to get into the 50-metre breaststroke final. Harriet Stone, Scarlett Davey, Ruby Stevenson, Emily Farr, Alicia Pollard, Emma Alley-File, Gisela Solano and Jennifer Holland. In 4, Emily Farr, University of Surrey, 31.2 on the way in. 32.41, she can go a lot faster than that, but it'll be good enough by a distance. Alicia Pollard, 32.81, and just outside 33, Ruby Stevenson.
Right side, please, swimmers.
Okay, just before we start the next event, I've got the finalists for the event 201, the men's 200 metres freestyle. But just before I make the announcement of the swimmers, we are asking you all who have qualified for the finals A and B, and the 4 reserves should all be turning up for the final session unless you have withdrawn from the race. So for our 200 freestyle final, we've got in the A final, Hayden Annan, Frederick Ashley Sparks, Dennis Milakovsky, Maxwell Adams, Ben Hatfield, Jake Chesworth, Finley Richardson, Alexander Davis. In the B final, we've got Achilles Bello Ormeno, Jimmy Taylor, Lucas Staines, Jack Booth Rudd, Samuel Williams, Daniel Stevens, Rowan Fuss, Christopher Littleton, and our 4 reserves are Leo Nichols, Richard Jenkins, Lucas Ariana, and John Hick. So moving on to our next event, we've got event 203, the men's 100 metres breaststroke. We've got heat 1 of 7. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Back to 100-metre swimming and the men's competition. You've got Matthew Davies in 1, Zhang Yang in 2, Chris Emble in 3, William Davidson in 4, Archie Nakano in 5. Then we jump to Malachi Woods in 7, and in 8, Ashton Platts. Looking at around about 110. Archie Nakano for Dorking is going to lead and take a... No, Malachi Woods got it in 7. Wow. Sneaked through on me there. Well done, Malachi, 107.69. Nakano second at 107.97. Wow. It's been a great last sort of 15 metres for Malachi. And Ashton Platts, our East Invicta Excel 14-year-old, 131.
Moving on to heat number 2. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Second heat competitors, Andrew Hooper, Sam Bandy, Harry Robinson, Lucas Cheshire, Harrison Wright, Harry Pointer, Chael Cowles, and Ethan McMillan Cole. Andrew Hooper with the advantage, 23-year-old for Farnham. Now, we had a surprisingly good, must say, results in Heat 1. All the swimmers came in with 110s or more, and 5 of them actually went sub 110. So who knows what we'll see here. It will be either Andrew Robinson or Andrew Hooper or Harry Robinson. Both 107, split by 2/10. Again, 4 men, 5 men under 110. Wow. Bodes well for the next 5 heats, doesn't it? Pressures on those coming behind.
Moving on to heat number 3. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
In the pool, Oscar Farthing in lane 1, and Prius Donnelly, Charlie Calf, Joshua Crombie, Adam Marif, Charlie Stevenson, Michael Royston Hayes, and George Barfield. Oscar Farthing in 1. I can't recount how many times we've had leaders and winners in the outside lanes today. never seen so many. In lane 5, Adam Maref for Wickham District, 15 years of age. He did come in 108.65, and we've already gone lower than that on several occasions, so all these guys will need to do something well beyond their own expectations. 107.9 for Oscar Farthing, 108.35 Adam Maref.
Moving on to heat number 4. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
From lane 1, Jan Han Tan, Harry Mack, Max Higgins, Gregor Hutchison, Alexander Tollett, Joshua Yip, Lucas Lovell and Ayan Varia. Max Higgins, not quite in control, but in the lead. Lucas Lovell over there in Southern, second from the top. If you're watching at home. Also down at the bottom, there's Jan Han Tan in 1. Can he bring it home? It is Lucas Lovell gets there first by 2/10 over Max Higgins. Then Jan Han Tan in 1.
Moving on to heat number 5. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Heat 5. Ben Cooper, Aaron Bissett, Demi Ali, Ben Twynham, Tom Williams, Joseph O'Neill, Jacob Hudson and Dominic Adams. What a swim from Aaron Bissett here. He's, you'd think he started a few metres up the field. That is super. That's swim of the event so far. Wow. 103.67. 3 seconds better than his entry time. Cracking swim, Aaron. Well done.
This is heat number 6. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Two more heats. In heat 6, Luke Buckingham, Albury Armada Bennett, Dan Oakley, Max Morgan, Kenji McDade, Dan Beadle, Matt Burrows and Rowan Fuss. Another goes out quick, this time Max Morgan. taken Kenji McDade with him. It's Reed swimming for Max Morgan and Maxwell at the club for Kenji McDade. Max is a 1:19 swimmer, so we've just seen a 1:02.5 that we thought was like super impressive, as it was. Just wait till what Max Morgan hits home here. Only 16 years of age. 1:01.28. Take another massive chunk off the fastest time. Kenji McDade, 1:03.20. Both good enough for final spots. The rest will have to wait and see.
On to our final heat, heat number 7. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
And this could be even quicker still. We've got Ralph Allen, Alex Beard, Elijah Kendrick, Pravin Mahendra Kumar, Leon Taylor, James Murphy, Freddie Dutoft and Ollie Smith. Now we've seen 1:01s, 2s and 3s. Well, Pravin Mahendra Kumar, entry time 59.27. Expect him, as he is already, to take the lead and probably not give it away again, to be perfectly honest. 21-year-old for Winchester City Penguins, fastest in the event by almost a second, and only a few coming within 2 or 3 seconds of him, almost in a different class. Trying to follow Leon Taylor for Brighton and Hove. He's a 1:03 swimmer. And then to his left and right, James Murphy and Elijah Kendrick. But Pravin Mahendra Kumar doing what we expected him to do. 1:01.34. This is going to be another cracking final later on today. Those finals from 5:35 onwards.
Swimmers out of the sides, please. Out of the sides.
A reminder for finalists, if you are in one of the finals, A or B, or a reserve of the 4 reserves, everyone is expected in marshalling for those finals, okay? Unless you withdraw, even as a reserve, you must withdraw if you're not swimming. Otherwise, you will be expected to be there.
So moving on to our next event, event 204, the women's 100 metres backstroke. We've got heat 1 of 7. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Right then, back to the women's side of competition. 4 lengths of the pool on the backstroke. In heat 1, Alea Flischer, Alexa Miles, Paris Fairhurst, Danica Forster, Ellie Fries, Serena Gill and Javina Seminella. Mostly youngsters in this one. Got Alea Flischer, just 12 years old for Ashford School in lane number 1. The rest 14, 15, 16. 1:05.11 for Ellie Fries. That is a really, really good time there. 108 coming in. So many improvements today, but this is what we trained for. Elsewhere, got Serenella coming in 7 on 122. Bang on her entry time. And then Alea Flischer in 1. Just outside her entry of 130.
Thank you, swimmers. Out to the sides, please.
So moving on to heat number 2, over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
In heat 2, Hannah Lafferty, Lilia Fornasia, Catherine McBride, Kiara Smith, Lauren Lister, Heidi Corbett, Morgan Pashley, and Bella Jones. .107s across the board. In 4, Kiara Smith. In 1, Hannah Lafferty. Then I'm looking at 7, Morgan Pashley. Your top 3. No doubt about your winner though. It's going to be a 105.4 for Kiara Smith. Well done, Kiara. 17-year-old for Guildford City.
Moving on to heat number 3, over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
From lane 1, Elizabeth Wakefield, Charlotte Neal, Matilda Biggs, Ruthie Galloway, Chloe Edwards, Ella Wardle, Zante Symington and Sadie Warmington. Well, throw a blanket over them at the halfway mark. Still almost nothing to separate them, really. I ain't going to call this one, not a chance. In 5, Chloe Edwards, is she just putting her nose out in front? Or in 8, that is Sadie Warmington. It is those two, also joined by Ruthie Galloway. Chloe Edwards takes it 105.86. Very tight indeed.
Out to the sides, please.
Okay, moving on to heat number 4. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
From lane 1, Olivia Donlan. In 2, Maisie Chambers and Julia Elvidge. Yolindi Rupa Singh in 4, Emily Collins in 5, Isla Ince in 6, Lucy Douglas in 7, and Kaylin Arundel is in lane 8. Now, 105s and 106s on the entries, but that shouldn't be a surprise because we've already seen several times as quick, if not faster than that. Early movers in 2, Maisie Chambers, and in 6, Isla Ince. And it is the latter, Isla Ince, who's had the better last 25 metres, 103.76, new fastest time so far through 4 heats. Maisie Chambers, 105.15.
Thank you, swimmers out of the sides, please.
Just got some results to quickly announce between these heats. We've got the results of event 202, the women's 50 metres breaststroke. So just a reminder, everybody who qualifies for A and B finals plus the 4 reserves are requested to attend marshalling for the finals and to withdraw as soon as possible if you're choosing not to swim. So our swimmers are for the A final, Emily Farr, Danielle Song, Alicia Pollard, Imogen Miles, Charlotte Williams, Sophie King, Ruby Stevenson and Erica Sates. For the B final, we've got Eloise Wade, Alice Collins, Scarlett Davey, Emma Allard-File, Annalise Elford, Amelia Oliver, Molly Lawn, Isabel Muncaster, and then our 4 reserves are Gisela Solano, Saba Williams, Martha Cunningham and Amelie Hunt. Okay, moving on to heat number 5. Over to you, referee. Okay, whilst we're just waiting for the next heat to be ready, I've got the results here of the event 203 men's 100 metres breaststroke. For the A final, we've got Max Morgan, Pravin Mandimako, Kenji McDade, Leon Taylor, Aaron Bissett, Matt Burrows, Frederick Dutoft and James Murphy. For the B final, you've got Rowan Fuss, Benjamin Twinham, Ralph Allen, Aubrey Bennett, Elijah Kendrick, Jacob Hudson, Thomas Williams and Alex Beard. Our 4 reserves are Lucas Lovell, Daniel Beadle, Joseph O'Neill and Luke Buckingham. So just a reminder, all swimmers for A and B finals and reserves are required to attend whipping for those finals unless you withdraw. Okay, so we're just returning back to heat number 5. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Right then, back underway. Amy Jones in 1, then Amelie Bissett, Charlotte Hayden, Jessica Hum, Annabelle Compton, Lucy Block, Lucia Lopez and Saskia Spencer. Now we are into our 3 fastest heats. However, we don't get the massive jump down we tend to see in at this stage of events. it stays fairly competitive. Jessica Hum is a 102.5 entry. But in lane 6, Lucy Block is looking pretty good indeed. 102.68. Block takes heat number 5.
Out of the sides, please.
Safe.
Moving on to heat number 6. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
From lane 1, Megan Johnson, Edith Hamilton, Darcy Smith, Tegan Matthews, Jessica Gable, Hannah Murphy, Eve Whitney, and Katie McNish. Now, we've just seen in our first of the 3 fastest heats, it's not go down the centre 2 lanes, and as slightly predicted, I suppose, as it is incredibly competitive on the times, regardless of these cyclically seeded heats. Tegan Matthews is a 101.92, and she does lead, but again in 6, Hannah Murphy this time is going to push her all the way to the wall. She'll get there though, 103.63, 900ths clear only of Hannah Murphy. Darcy Smith next.
Out of the sides, please. Out of the sides.
On to our final heat then, heat number 7. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
And last to go then in this event, Cara Redford, Charlotte Williams, Catherine Williams, Sophie Knocker, Holly Waymond, Amelia Oliver, Scarlett Shepherd, and Isabella Keane. Can we go? I mean, it would be a serious push to go sub 1 minute, but Sophie Knocker is a 1 minute and a half second. Yeah, the rest are 102s, 103s, so that may be a little bit too ambitious, but let's see. Spots up here for grabs in the A final and the B final. 8 spots in each. Wow, won't be far away. 101.63, fastest of the southern heats so far. Not a shock at all. Concludes the 100 back for the girls. Shortly back over to the boys.
Leave the ball by the side, please, swimmers.
And moving on to our next event, that's event 205, the men's 100 metres butterfly. We've got heat 1 of 7. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Okay, these should all be, well, when we get going, round about the minute mark, even, in fact, a lot quicker, 55, 56 seconds in heat number 7. But we will get there. First up, Ashton Platts in 1, Daniel Fernandez in 2, Leonardo Massarini in 3, Zhangming Li in 4, Max Lowton in 5, Tom Lount in 6, and Tom Navarro-Barber is in lane number 7. Let's have a look then. Great start to the event by Fernandez, 59.97. Well, Daniel Fernandez, there we go, 101.3 coming in. That's a massive swim. Finishing things off in 1, Ashton Platts, 119 coming in and a 120 just outside for Ashton.
Take your marks.
Well, only 6 taking part in this one. Only halfway through day 1. Got Dylan Fuller, Owen Anderson, Alfie Toms, Mason Carter, Storm Naylor, and then a lonely Jacob Palmer over in lane number 8. Now we will expect a few more sub-60s from here on in. Look at Jacob Palmer go on the outside. 1 minute, 0.31, half a second off his entry, edging closer to a sub-60. Well done, Dylan. Jacob Palmer, of course. The Leatherhead swimmer over an 8.
And moving on to heat number 3, over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
This time round, from lane 2, Charles Evan Shepherd, Byron Sal Tucker, Dan Oliver, Archie Hawkins, Rumith Morakorola, Leo Nichols, and Archie McKenna. Every single swimmer, 59 seconds or better to be the norm now. We get right down to the 54s and 55s, would you believe it? Not as clear cut this time. Couple of guys with a chance to touch first. Byron Sal Tucker, 59.44. 200ths only ahead of Archie Hawkins in 5.
Moving on to heat number 4, over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Heat 4, Noah Palmer, Ollie Smith, Rowan Sheriff, Nikita Sharakin, Damien Freishek-Kreischer, Ed Armitage, Karim Amakie, and Rowan Fuss. I'm looking at Southern. Karim Amakie. Yeah, 50 Southern, 23. Here we go. The 17-year-old from White Oak. Well done, Karim. Southern under 60 as well.
And moving on to heat number 5, over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
This time, Toby Hodgson, Charles Clark, Achille Bello Ormeno, Charlie Toms, Maxwell Adams, David Sanchez, Patrick Pritchner, and Oren Jones. Nicely done by Charlie Toms, 55.7. About a third of a second clear of David Sanchez. We're getting towards times now that's going to sneak into finals. Those two should definitely be in those top two. Charlie Toms and David Sanchez. Pritchner likely. 2 more heats to come.
Moving on to heat number 6, over to you, referee.
Oh, yeah.
Take your marks.
Penultimate heat in the 100 fly. Tommy Goldup, Ross Murray, Hayden Annan, Chris Finch, Jake Chesworth, Joseph Reedhead, Christopher Littleton, and Alexander Moore. Around about halfway through our session now. This is coming just towards the end of event 5 of 10. Jake Chesworth, 56.25. That will be a final worthy time. Chris Finch should be pretty safe too.
And moving on to our final heat, heat number 7. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
In the pool, Ben Tritton, Roman Parham, Jack Allman, Natin Balsini, Joseph Swart, Daniel Kitch, Mikhail Nemovich, and Zach Sheriff. Once again, should be right bang in the middle of the 50s. Natin Balsini leads the way with ease. 54.14, there you go. He came in with a 54.10. He's absolutely bang on form.
Thank you, swimmers out. Sides cleared at the side.
Okay, so just before we start the next event, I've got the results of event 204, the women's 100 metres backstroke. We have got in the A final Sophie Knocker, Lucy Block, Charlotte Williams, Annabelle Compton, Jessica Hum, Tegan Matthews, Hannah Murphy and Isla Ince. In the B final we have Ollie Wayman, Darcy Smith, Catherine Williams, Amelia Oliver, Eve Whitney, Charlotte Hayden, Katie McNeish, Ellie Fries, and the 4 reserves are Maisie Chambers, Amy Jones, Cara Redford, Amelie Bissett, and again, all swimmers are asked to report, including the reserves, to the whipping for the finals. You are all expected to be there. Any withdrawals, including the reserves, need to make sure they withdraw as soon as possible if you don't want to swim. So moving on to our next event, 206, the women's 200 metres butterfly. We've got heat 1 of 6. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Okay, so we've got a couple of results for our para swimmers events that have happened so far this afternoon. We've got event 201, which is the male 200 metres freestyle. We've got Ashton Platts in first place. In event 203, male 100 metres breaststroke, we've got in first place Matthew Davies and second place Ashton Platts. In event 204, the females backstroke, we have got in first place Seminella Gavina and Alia Fisher. And then in event 205, in first place, we've got Thomas Navarro Barber, and in second place, Ashton Platts. And whilst we're on the announcements, we have got a disqualification to announce from event 205, heat number 5, lane number 7, due to a technical infraction.
All right, let's get back to racing. Heat 1 of 6, 200 fly. May Davies, Tilly Pollard, Anna Paula Bello, Angel Vera, Matilda Bassindale, Isabella Arundel, Jessica Butler, and Grace Findlay. Looking for around about 235, 240, that kind of window. 2:28.10 for Isabella Arundel, the black line swimmer. Massive, massive amount of time off her entry. 2:39 coming in, wow.
And moving on to heat number 2, over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Heat 2, got from lane 1, Lily Waymond, Kirralie Clout, Matilda Biggs, Freya Gordon, Verity Larwood, Sienna West, Rebecca Johnston, and Sophie Mackin. 13, 14, and 15-year-olds. Middle of the 2:30s on times, but Freya Gordon looking to go some way better than that right now. Just a reminder that the final session, if you've got teammates and loved ones that have qualified for finals already, plenty more opportunities to come. They will start from 5:35 late this afternoon. And we go into the evening. That will be session 3 of our 6-session weekend. No doubt about who's going to be winning heat number 2. Freya Gordon absolutely flying. I mean, you won't see a win this size for the rest of the heats, I'd imagine. 2:27.69, cracking time. That would have got her into heat number 4 if it was a qualifier. Brilliant stuff.
Please can we have a representative from Guildford and Maidenhead to the timing desk, please. That's Guildford and Maidenhead. Thank you.
Okay, moving on to our next heat, heat number 3. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Taking part in heat 3 from lane 1, you got Tara Beard, Olivia Wright, Emma Franklin, Sienna Raincock, Annabelle Cooper, Sophie King, Serena Gill, and Kiara Olney. once again, one standout swim. And it's been kicked off by Sophie King, 6-second lead already through halfway. I said mistakenly we might not see a win again of that size, and we're going to see it in the next heat potentially. That'll teach me. This doesn't look right, does it? 18-year-old from Woking came in with a 2:32. Well, she's not going to leave with a 2:32. The race behind her, let's have a look at that. In lane 3, Emma Franklin leading. Inside, Sienna Raincock and Annabelle Cooper, alongside Serena Gill as well. In fact, other than our leader, Sophie King, there's not a lot to separate the rest of the Southern. It's just one of those swims. So it was a 2:32. She's going to take more than 10 seconds off it. In fact, closer to 15. That's quite a ridiculous time, really. 2:17.65. Well done, Sophie. That's an absolute stormer. Yeah, 15 seconds off her entry time. And that is probably going to bag her a spot in the final as well, because, yeah, it absolutely will. Crikey. Second place, Emma Franklin, ahead of in lane 5. That was Annabelle Cooper.
And we're moving on to heat number 4. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Right. We crack on. Ellie McLeod, Lily Lambert, Rosie Pope, Alicia Bethel, Emily Toms, Hattie Lever, Isabella Sawyer and India Washout. This is more like it, a competitive start at least to this one. India Washer going nicely on the outside at the top of your screen if you're watching online. In 4, Alicia Bethel, fastest on paper, and to her right is Rosie Pope in 3. Alicia Bethel has now taken this one by the scruff of the neck. Still time for anyone else to get involved if they really get a kick on here. Out and back one more time. I know Emily Toms from that. I don't think she was in the top 4 at halfway, but she moves into second. That is what we train for, a well-timed move. Don't react to those around you, swim your race. And that is going to work well for her. She's not going to catch Alicia Bethel, though. The 16-year-old for Wickham District. From start to finish, pretty much 2:22.14. Will that be good enough for a spot in potentially, most likely the B final, maybe the bottom of the A's? Let's find out. 2 more heats to come.
Moving on to heat number 5, over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Just 2 more heats. In the pool, Olivia Norley, Neve Hasselwander, Ilana Nightingale-Ellis, Maisie Thornton, Alice Weston, Nancy Knight, Reese Huckle, and Cara Clulo.
Well done, baby. You did it.
After this, we move on to the 50-metre backstroke. Then we end the session entirely with medleys, 200s and 400s. We have dipped right down into the teens now. 2:18 for Maisie Thornton, one of our University of Surrey Swimming Club members. But in 3, it is Nightingale-Ellis. However, she is right up there alongside her, not letting her get away, Maisie Thornton. So Tunbridge Wells versus University of Surrey. And look at that, what a turn. A fabulous turn by Maisie Thornton. And she'll take it 220 over 221. We'll wait and see what spots that gets people in what finals. One more heat to come before we can confirm.
Moving on to our final heats then, we've got heat number 6. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
And this heat will decide who's in what's final and who our reserves are. Taking part, Lola Bowra, Sienna Raymery, Lauren Barras, Poppy Lawrence, Madeline Hind, Ivy Haggerty, Elizabeth Dudman and Amy Jones. Poppy Lawrence, 17-year-old from Leatherhead, 2:15.9. She was the standout entrance of our 6 heats. We've already seen a 2:17 in heat number 4, remember. So that is currently lane 4 in final A. And the only person likely to displace that time is Poppy Lawrence. Body length lead at halfway. Again, coming up, 50-metre backstroke for the boys, 200 IM for the girls, and 400 IM for the boys. That will close out our session at approximately 4:25. We have been running pretty much to time today. We'll shortly after that jump into the warm-up for the finals. And finals are from 5:35. There are A and B finals in every non-timed final event that we've had today. So we are scheduled for 28 finals later. 14 A's and 14 B's. But first of all, Poppy Lawrence, 2:15.05, number one spot. And that will be lane 4 in the final. And she barely looks out of breath. In fact, looks a little bit unsure about that time, but it was a cracker. Bit faster than our entry as well. Go on, rest off for the finals later. Although, to be honest, probably in another event yet. Still got the 200 IM to come.
And moving on to our next event, we've got event 207, which is the men's 50 metres backstroke, and we've got heat 1 of 10. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
So just 2 competing in heat number 1. Should have 3, but just missing Alessio Mandica in 5. We do have Ben Saunders for Havant and Waterlooville and Ben Ryan for East Grinstead in lane number 4. 10 heats. They should all be less than 30 seconds. Let's take a little look. First one, yep, 29.67. Well done, Ben.
Thank you, Simmers.
Taking about a 10th off his entry time. Every little helps.
Moving on to heat number 2. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Heat 2. Sebastian Newman-Baronius, Nathaniel Turner, Jamie Mitchell, Tom Williams, Chun Xing Yen, Raul Di Gregorio and Cole Medema. All Southern with 29 second and change entries. Another one of these. I think it'll be the story. This is just blanket finish. I'm not going to guess. I'll just look at the scoreboard. 28.84. Nice one, Tom Williams. Sub 29. Quality that.
Leave the water by the side, please, Simmers.
An easy 28 seconds work, wasn't it?
Moving on to heat number 3, over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Right, Charlie Stevenson, Tom Williams, Tom Melville, Damien Kreischer, Jasper Smith, James Potts, Jake Branch, and Gabrielle Warner. I'm looking at 3, and I'm looking at 6. Who gets there? It was Tom Melville in lane 3, 28.79.
Thank you, swimmers. Leave the tour by the side,
Just a
please.
tenth ahead of Kreischer. Blink and you'll miss these.
Moving on to heat number 4, over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Heat 4, you've got Martinus Marks, Stanley Yeats, Ryan Gresmy, George Lambert, James Batty, Faris Sheriff, Eli Wolf-Norton, and Jordan Butcher. Barely enough time to say the names. Here they come in a line, 28.39 for Stanley Yeats. 28.55 James Batty, and 63 George Lambert.
Thank you, swimmers. Leave the water, please.
Moving on to heat number 5, over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Will Truswell, Malachi Woods, Mikhail Naumovich, Philip Grigoris, Otto Sigolini Bauer, Casper Clark, Archie McKenna, and Ralph Allen. Could be anywhere, middle or far side. It is 1 and 2. Naumovich, 27.99. Sounds like a good price. And then Ralph Allen in 8, it was, middle to far.
Moving on to heat number 6, over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Heat 6, Barnard, Palmer, Neal, Agco, Fallon, Brown, Charman and Francis. This could be between 6, blimey. 28-20 for Dan Fallon. 1500's clear only of Charlie Clark, and then a tie for third. Tarquin Brown and Oliver Charman.
Lead the water, please, fellas.
This is heat number 7. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Getting towards the end of this one now, heat 7 of 10. Vince Mock, Christopher Emblin, Sam Simpson, Roman Parham, Oliver Pedra, Max Jameson, Bradley Harper and Alfie Toms. Again, we just look at the scoreboard. 27.68, new fastest time by Max Jameson.
Thank you, Sir Mouse.
What a Max. 28 on the button for Emberlin.
This is heat number 8. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
From lane 1, Ganias, Sheriff, Sellers, Parry, Uff, West, Robinson and Clark. Could be some 26s in here, definitely some 27s, maybe quicker. 26.46, there you go. Will Sellers, swimming for the University of Surrey, 18 years old, quicker than his heat time, his entry time even. 27 on the nose for James Parry.
Side, please, Sir Mouse.
This is heat number 9. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Jack Allman, Patrick Pritchner, Calvin Tedescu Spears, Freddie Ashley Sparks, Rowan Sheriff, Sam Drew, Jacob Kelly and Joe Mottram. This one's all down the middle. Freddie Ashley Sparks and Rowan Sheriff. It will be Freddie, 26-16, representing Wickham District, the 22-year-old, and his teammate in second place. Could very likely be next door in the final later too.
So this is our final heat, heat number 10. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
And finally, Oscar Collier, Chris Littleton, Fabian Brudnicki, Christian Gale, Achille Bello Omeno, Ben Hatfield, Aidan McCarthy, and Harry Cox. Can we go into the 25s? Maybe. Yes, we can. 25.95. Christian Gale, well done, sir, for Guildford City. Ben Hatfield in second, 26.27 for Winchester City Penguins. Another event shaping up for a great final later on tonight. We'll give you those finalists shortly.
Okay, moving on to our next event, event 208, which is the women's 200 metres IM. We've got heat 1 of 8. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Okay, it's IM all the way in now. 200 IM for the girls, 400 IM for the boys. The 400 will be a timed final event, of course. So this is the last event where they're qualifying for the finals later. It will be the last event of the day, or the last final of the day tonight, at approximately 7:35, 7:40, if it all goes to plan. In the pool, Eloise Mears for Wickham District in lane 3, Saskia Spencer for Crawley in lane 4, and Gavina Seminella for Wickham District is in lane 5. There will be a pretty big gap between front and back here. Of course, Eloise Mears are para or multi-classification swimmer, 15-year-old for Wickham. 4:10 her entry. 2:31 was Crawley's Spencer. And in the middle, a 2:59 for Gavina Seminella.
Okay, got a couple of announcements. The first one is a disqualification from event 207, which is the men's 50 metres backstroke. We are looking at heat 8, and it was lane 4 was disqualified due to a technical infraction. And then we've got some results to announce for you. We've got the men's event 205, the 100 butterfly. We've got the A finalists are Martin Belsini, Charlie Toms, David Sanchez, Jack Allman, Jake Chesworth, Daniel Kish, Joseph Swart and Christopher Finch. In the B final, we've got Roman Parham, Karim Amaki, Charles Clark, Christopher Littleton, Achilles Bello-Ormeno, Benjamin Tritton, Ross Murray, Joseph Redhead. Then our 4 reserves are Hayden Annan, Ronan Fuss, Maxwell Adams, Nikita Charakin, and Mikhail Namovich. Again, reminders, all swimmers, including finalists, must attend whipping for the final session or withdraw if you plan not to swim. We also have the results here for event 206, the women's 200 metres butterfly. In the A final, we've got Poppy Lawrence, Sophie King, Maddie Hind, Sienna Ramery, Maisie Thornton, Ilana Nightingale-Ellis, Lauren Barras and Alicia Bethel. In the B final, we've got Alice Weston, Isabella Sawyer, Emily Toms, Lily Lambert, Ivy Haggerty, Hattie Lever, Reese Huckle and Neve Hasselwander, with 4 reserves of Nancy Knight, Rosie Pope, India Washer and Cara Lolo. Again, reminder, all swimmers, including reserves, must attend the final session, and to make sure that you are there or withdraw if you plan not to swim. Thank you.
And that brings us to the close of heat number 1, just in time, 2:29 for Saskia Spencer, 3 minutes on the button for Seminella and 4:06 for Elowen Mears.
Thank you, swimmers. Out of the sides, please.
This is heat 2. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Righty, from lane 2 this time, Paris Fairhurst for White Oak, Emily Ainsworth Fletcher for Winchester City Penguins, Madison Notley, Medway Maritime, Isla Ince, Guildford City, teammate Hannah Pye in 6, Haventon Waterlooville's Amelie Brind is in lane number 7. All around the 230s. Anything under 230? Very nice indeed. Quick start for Emily Ainsworth Fletcher, 15-year-old. Youngest in the pool is Paris Fairhurst at 14. If you're watching online, she's the nearest to you in lane 2. By heat 8, we get down to, well, there's a few that go sub 220. So the range of times from heats 1 to 8 doesn't vary that wildly, really. If you're putting a really good swim in heats 2 or 3, then you could, it's not unlikely, not unheard of, to get yourself in a final, especially with the B finals. 16 spots up for grabs, then your 4 reserves. So you could come 20th and find yourself in a final later. So no matter where you are in the heats, every little 100th and 10th matters. And on the final freestyle leg, again, 200 IM for the girls, 400 IM for the boys. That will finish our session. And coming home in lane 3, it is, she led from the gun, didn't she? Emily Ainsworth Fletcher for Winchester City Penguins.
Moving on to heat number 3, over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
This time out, Izzy Thorpe, Rachel Holgate, Olivia Norley, Maria Brightigan, Elizabeth Dudman, Talia Curtis, Kira Lee Clout, and Lola Baura. Again, all 230s or just under. Izzy Thorpe has started nicely. Now, of course, with IMs, it can all change. Predominantly on leg 3, the breaststroke, that is where we see things shake up entirely. Even more prominent in the team individual medleys. They can be absolute chaos to watch and talk through. It ain't over till it's over. Breaststroke now. Still Izzy Thorpe. In 4, Maria Brightigan. Then in 6, Talia Curtis. So there hasn't been much of a change. Still Izzy Thorpe going to hold an advantage of a couple of seconds onto the freestyle. Yeah, just a smidge under 2 seconds. Let's see what she can do on the 4th and final leg. In fact, that has already grown that lead. This is all about Izzy Thorpe, lane heat number 3. Looks more like about 3 seconds on that turn. Is this going to be? It's going to be a good time. Will it be good enough for a top 16 spot? There's a lot of heats to come. But she'll stop the clock at 2:25.79. That is a time good enough if it was an entry to get into heat number 5. So everyone will have to wait and see. Closest challenger, Talia Curtis.
Moving on to heat number 4, over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Heat number 4. Molly Lane, Jess Evans, Bella Jones, Ella Wardle, Ellen Calf, Annalise Elford, Zoe Tollett and Jasmine Andrews. So we've seen 2:25. That might last one more heat as the fastest time. But there are at least sort of 20-ish times, a little bit quicker than that on the entries. Leg 2, backstroke done. Well, look at Ella Wardle. She's not hanging around in 4. Just one spot to her right, Bella Jones. In fact, behind Ella Wardle, the remaining Southern is going to be Jasmine Andrews that actually has a good first 25. on the breaststroke. She'll be officially in second. In fact, her breaststroke's fantastic, Jasmine Andrews. She's halving the gap between the field and the leader. What's she got on the freestyle? Yeah, Jasmine Andrews, that's a superb second half to this race. Was in the middle of the pack after the butterfly on the backstroke. However, the closest challenger to our leader, who will not be caught, Ella Wardle. She will come home 2:24.57. New fastest time for the event, Andrews 2:27 and Elford 2:28. The heat 4 of 8 done.
Moving on to heat number 5. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
From lane 1, Lilia Fornasia, Darcy Arnold, Danica Forster, Lily Della, Julia Elvidge, Darcy Smith, Charlotte Hayden and Ivy Haggerty. So the best of the butterfly. Lilia Fornasia in 1, in 4 Lily Della, and in 6 Darcy Smith are your top 3. Darcy Smith, 106.83 at halfway, who has got the stand-out breaststroke. Generally, someone pushes forward. That is exactly what Darcy Arnold is doing right now. She will take the advantage through the first 25 at least of the breaststroke. But the other Southern aren't going anywhere really. This will be a freestyle race, a 50-meter freestyle race for the win in heat number 5. It'll be led out by Darcy Arnold, ahead of Lily Della and Charlotte Hayden. Body length advantage now. This is looking pretty good for Darcy Arnold. Looking at lane 6 and 7, as Darcy Smith and Charlotte Hayden, they are leading the fight back. Here comes Lily Della in 4. Will Darcy Arnold hold on? Yes, she will. 2:25.15 before Charlotte Hayden and Darcy Smith. They're your top 3. And there are 3 heats to go.
Moving on to heat number 6. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
In the water, Madeline Hind, Alice Young, Hazel Ann Carter, Emilia Oliver, Gisela Solano, Charlotte Cope, Ellie Freeze and Scarlett Davey. a big jump down to sub 220 with Oliver and Solano. 218s and 219s, the remainder 220 plus. And in fact, one of those, Gisela Solano, only 14 years of age, and one of the fastest in the competition. One of 4 Guildford City teammates in heat number 6. And there's 2 more in heat number 7. Into our final 3 heats. So yes, we do tend to now generally move down the middle of the pool for our leaders. That's exactly what Emilia Oliver is doing ahead of the 50 meters of freestyle. She is taking Gisela Solano with her. And then we look to the far side. Charlotte Cope, Ellie Fries and Scarlett Davey. They're in 3, 4 and 5 position-wise. So there'll be no change in the front 2, it looks. Third in the heat to be decided. That trio on the far side. Well, they'll have to be split somehow. And in the end, comfortable, 2:17.8 for Emilia Oliver. That is the fastest time by some way, and faster than her entry too. Should be delighted with that. A bit of a smile. Maybe saving even more for her final later. Solano, 2:19. Good times for both.
This is heat number 7. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Penultimate heat for the girls this afternoon, or today even. It's just the boys 400 IM coming. Alice White, Maisie Brown, Tegan Matthews, Emma Ale-File, Holly Waymond, Alicia Massey, Constance Logan and Charlotte Williams. Wow, what a start for Charlotte Williams, 18-year-old, University of Surrey. She's got her teammates Massey in 6. Again, 2 more for Guildford in 3 and 4. But Williams is joined by Ale-File, Waymond and Massey. And as we go towards the freestyle, in fact, Emma Ale-File for Guildford City is going to come through on the breaststroke and lead into the freestyle. Not by a lot. We're talking 0.4 of a second. But these tenths can be the differences whether you're in the A or the B final or in a final at all. And now it's Alicia Massey on the freestyle. Great 50 meters for her. Representing University of Surrey. Look at that, 2:18s for Massey and Waymond. File third in the end after leading onto the freestyle. What a change around. Williams early lead of 4th. Wow. That is medley racing right there. 1 more to come for the girls.
This is our final heat, heat number 8. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Last chance for girls to get into a final later on tonight. Heidi Corbett, Hannah Day, Ruby Stevenson, Emily Smith, Holly Hopwood, Catherine Williams, Emily Farr and Kayla Wimble. Heidi Corbett for Guildford City in lane 1, this near side, just 13 years of age. Everybody in the pool at least 2 years and up to 7 years older. However, here on merit, Emily Smith, fastest in the entire event, just 15 years of age, a 2:14. And she's fastest by seconds as well, not just a little bit. Holly Hopwood will lead Emily Smith ahead of, in 6, Catherine Williams and Ruby Stevenson are your top 4. And the top 4 starting to move away already. We're only just beyond halfway. You've got the 2 leaders, 2 flanking them. Smith and Hopwood up front, then Stevenson and Williams, and then the rest. On to the freestyle. Emily Smith retakes the lead over Holly Hopwood. Royal Tunbridge Wells over Guildford City into the last 50. And it's a good first 25 for Smith. Behind them, those 2 still fighting, Ruby Stevenson and Catherine Williams. Maybe in 8, Kayla Wimble will get involved in that fight as well. She moves to looking to move into 4th place, but your winner, 2:14.89 for Emily Smith. On form indeed. Holly Hopwood, 2:16. That is fantastic too, 2:16.51. 2:22 was enough for Catherine Williams over Ruby Stevenson for 3rd place in the heat.
Thank you, swimmers out to the sides, please.
See plenty of these girls again later.
So moving on to our final event this afternoon, we've got event 210, the men's 400 metres IM, and we've got heat 1 of 6. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Okay, so we've got some results to announce for you whilst this race gets started. We've got event 207, the men's 50 metres backstroke. And in the A final, we've got Christian Gale, Frederick Ashley Sparks, Ben Hatfield, Will Sellers, Fabian Rudnicki, Christopher Littleton, Rowan Sheriff and Samuel Drew. In the B final, we've got Patrick Presentia, Aquiles Bello Ormeno, Daniel Rass, Calvin Groszewski Spires, Harry Cox, Max Jameson, Jack Allman, Jacob Kelly, and we've got 4 reserves in Jack Robinson, Zach Sheriff, Demetrios Gonas, and Mikhail Namovich. And again, just a reminder, all swimmers, finalists and reserves should all be attending the finals unless you are withdrawing from the event. That includes your reserve swimmers. Please attend the finals in case you are needed. If you plan not to swim, please ensure you've withdrawn in time. Thank you.
right, last set of heats today. 6 of them. First up, Ollie Fremantle in 3 for Havant Waterlooville. Jack Stoneman for Portsmouth North Sea in 4. And Charan Rupa Singh, Wickham District, is in lane 5. All of them 5:06 entries. So this should be an incredibly tight race. However, 400 IM, training, eating, sleeping, anything can happen. Let's watch and find out. And I must say, right now, this session, estimated finish time was 4:25. We're going to be pretty much bang on that. And then warm-up for the finals, just to let you know ahead of time, is 5 o'clock. Warm-up for the finals is 5 o'clock with a starting time of 5:35. All right? Remember what we've told you. If you are withdrawing, you need to do so before, or really ASAP, but the very latest prior to that warm-up. And if you've not withdrawn, even if you are 4th reserves, you're expected to be in marshalling, okay? So please withdraw if you're not intending to swim. Otherwise, no matter if you're on the list of 16 finalists or 4 reserves, please make your way to marshalling. Well, it's close between Stoneman and Fremantle, but Stoneman and Rupa Singh, but Fremantle has gone for a swim on his own. Final stages of the freestyle. 5:06s, remember, for these guys. But at least one, Ollie Fremantle, is the 16-year-old for Hamilton Waterlooville, is going to take probably 10 seconds or more off that. Yeah, 4:54.76, well done. Very, very nice. In fact, they all go sub-5, excellent. That is what we want to see. Well done, boys.
Moving on to heat number 2, over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
In Heat 2, you are watching Oscar Earthrow for Lancing College, Malachi Woods for Maxwell, Dan Lawrence for Staines, Cian Brady Hercock for Portsmouth North Sea, Owen Anderson for Banbury, and Kieran Howland for Rushmore Royals. Nice start on the butterfly for Oscar and Malachi at the bottom in 1 and 2. Also on the far side, Kieran Howland in Southern.
Okay, we've got the results in from event 208. That's the women's 200 metres IM. In the A final, we've got Emily Smith, Holly Hopwood, Amelia Oliver, Alicia Massey, Holly Waymond, Gisela Solano, Emma Alec-File and Charlotte Williams. In the B final, we have Catherine Williams, Scarlett Davey, Ellie Fries, Constance Logan, Charlotte Cope, Kayla Wimble, Hazel Ann Carter and Ruby Stevenson. Our 4 reserves are Ella Wardle, Alice Young, Darcy Arnold and Emily Ainsworth Fletcher. And just a reminder again, please all swimmers, including the 4 reserves, attend Marshaling for the final session unless you choose to withdraw.
Just moving through the halfway mark. Earthrail over Wood, still the same top 2. Stronger backstroke from Oscar Earthrail. Of the rest, Kieran Howland is still in 3rd, but it's far from a comfortable 3rd place. Brady Hercock coming through in 5 on the breaststroke. Massive gap up to the front though. No matter how good their breaststroke is, I don't think that is catchable. And it's only getting wider as well. This is a timed final event, remember. So the final 8 swimmers are our straight up 8 fastest. They will be racing for medals. It doesn't mean you can't win medals, of course. I know you know this, but just in case you're new, it doesn't mean you can't win medals in earlier races. It is effectively, you take all 6 heats, the fastest 3 juniors, the fastest 3 seniors, they get gold, silver, bronze. But with the 8 fastest times in the last heat, you generally find that the medals come in that race. Not always, not always. Now, we've kind of got 2 races to follow here. We've got the front 2 and the rest. And Malachi Woods now with the lead over Earthrail, who led for the first 3 legs. It's a sprint to the finish line for these 2. They came in with 5:03s and 5:04s, and they'll finish in 4:45 and 4:47. Brilliant, brilliant times for our top 2. Well done, guys. Anybody else get under 5 minutes? Not this time. And they embraced with a handshake, and that says a lot about sort of county swimming. They both knew they were in a good little battle there. Both would have enjoyed it.
And moving on to heat number 3, over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
3 of 6. Ollie Thorpe in 1 for Bracknell and Wokingham. Adam Maref for Wickham and District in 2. Charlie Calf for Guildford City in 3. Alfie Toms for Maxwell in 4. Leonardo Massarini, City of Brighton and Hove in 5. Jake Branch for Maxwell in 6. William West for Thanet in Southern. And Ollie Smith for Wickham District in lane 8. And it is the latter, Ollie Smith, who will say thank you very much to the butterfly and move on with an advantage of a few seconds already. Now, if that's his absolute speciality, then great. But if he can hold on to this, then he's set himself up nicely here. Obviously, everybody's got a favourite stroke. Yeah, it doesn't look like 3 seconds anymore because Alfie Toms is, as Ollie Smith was on the butterfly, Alfie Toms on the backstroke is very much enjoying himself. Just 0.4 between those two now. Then Massarini 146, Charlie Calf 147. Alfie Toms will move into the lead on the second half for the backstroke. And they're all coming back into this now. Great breaststroke leg for Charlie Calf. He's going to move into the lead here. Ollie Smith is coming back into it though. So he's been in first or second the entire way, regardless of the leg. Charlie Calf though, 3:05 with 100 metres of freestyle to go, plus the second half of the breaststroke. Could extend his advantage then. So Charlie Calf is the man to beat right now. And all these guys at the front half are well on course to beat their entry times, because they're going to do this 100 metres in, well, less than a minute. And they're only a minute within their off their entry. So some really good times coming up, particularly for Charlie Calf. 4 men behind him in a row. Adam Maref has joined that quad of swimmers. In 5, Massarini. In 6, Jake Branch. And Ollie Smith, of course. He's down to 5th right now. He did lead early on, of course, but down to 5th, although it's tight. Leonardo Massarini is going to be the one that pushes Charlie Calf the hardest. Probably going to be too little too late though. Charlie Calf comes in towards the wall. 4:55.62. Couple of seconds off his best, or better than his best even. Also sub-5s for Adam Maref, Jake Branch, Massarini. 700ths over for Ollie Smith. Ever so close. Started so well.
This is heat number 4. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
In the pool, Alexander Tollett for Royal Tunbridge Wells, Finley Wood for Milton Keynes, Harry Mack, Portsmouth North Sea, Ben McDougall, Wickham District, Harry Robinson for Reeds Swimming Club, Freddie Brown for Guildford City, Archie Turner, Basingstoke Bluefins, and Leon Ginther for Portsmouth North Sea. 4 14-year-olds in heat number 4. Age no barrier to success in the IM. Actually got 14-year-olds in Makayakno in the timed final, heat number 6. So already had a good day as Makar. This time, the superstar belongs to Freddie Brown, one of our 14-year-olds. In lane 4, fastest on paper, Ben McDougall for Wickham District. There is, well, there's only 2 seconds between them, in fact, on the entry times. And in 400 at IM, that's nothing. Trying to latch on, Archie Turner for Basingstoke Bluefins, the 15-year-old in Southern. He'll take Leon Ginther with him. Another of the 14-year-olds for Portsmouth North Sea on the far side in 8. As you can see, 1 non-starter in 5. That would have been Harry Robinson.
Just a quick announcement. We've had a pair of earpods handed in, including in their case. It's over at the announcer's desk if anybody has misplaced any and can let us know that these are theirs. That would be great.
Freddie Brown started well, continuing to do so. 3 men on a very close hunt. Particularly Harry Mack and Benjamin McDougall. Then in 8, Leon Ginther, who was being pulled along by Archie Turner, but now taken the slingshot and moved ahead of him. So Brown leads by just over a second. 1 more back to Ginther. And the same again to Ben McDougall. It's a freestyle race now, 100 metres. All the front 4, all looking like sub-5s fairly comfortably. It's a matter of how fast they can go. I don't think we're in territory yet to affect the medals. I'll happily be proven wrong. Back they come for the final time. And there's going to be no change in positions. Well done to Freddie Brown, 4:44.78. 4:51 was his entry. That's a good 6 seconds. Well done. Harry Mack, 4:47 from lane 3. Oh, a very, very happy Freddie Brown.
This is heat number 5. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Penultimate heat of the day. Ben Minister for Winchester City Penguins, Jackson Schwiderski for Wickham District. Then we jump to Alex Bacon for Maidenhead, Max Higgins for Reed Swimming Club, Charlie Thomas for Maxwell, Harry Cox for Thanet, and Charlie King for East Invicta Excel.
Another announcement about lost property. We've had a locker key handed in to us here at the announcer's desk. If anybody's lost their locker key, then come and find us down here on poolside.
Right, every IM race is different, and this is proving that. We've got 3 of this, well, 4 in a leading pack right now. In front is Alex Bacon. He is joined by, over in Southern, Harry Cox. In 1, Ben Minister. And then in 6, Charlie Toms. And that is it's a serious gap between front and back right now, isn't it? It's a real mismatch. Like, scatter the dice into the pool, and that's what you've got right there. Will the breaststroke make it closer or make it even wider? Bacon ahead of Cox, Minister, Toms, and a few seconds back to Max Higgins. And Charlie King, Jackson Schwiderski. Just another Southern Man race, 1 DNS. Should get all 8 in the time final, I hope. We'll see. Alex Bacon on to the final leg, 100 metres of freestyle. Will there be any change? Will this time be good enough for a medal? It'll set the bar no matter what. The 19-year-old will very likely lead the senior medal table with 1 heat to go. Harry Cox doing his best to keep him honest. The Thanet Swim Clubber, 16-year-old in Southern. Then Ben Minister, and it looks like that is a solid 1, 2, 3, even with 50 metres to swim. Can't see that changing at all. So it's about the times now. What can Alex Bacon lay down? Come in with a 4:39.7. It's going to be quicker than that by some. Wow, 4:31.5. Well, that could potentially be a gold medal with one heat to come. It's actually quicker than the entry times for all swimmers in heat number 6. That could put the cat amongst the pigeons. Second place, Harry Cox, 4:33. Another cracking time there for Harry Cox as well. 4:37, Ben Minister. All these guys going quicker. Well done to the lot of them. Wow, one heat to come. Let's see what happens.
So on to our final heat, heat number 6. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
So these guys will have just seen that. They know the time to beat. 4:31.5. And nobody's got an entry time quicker than it. So will we see a gold medal from heat number 5? It's a rarity, but it can and does happen. Going for it, Leon Taylor for City of Brighton and Hove in 1. Sam Williams for Wickham District in 2. Finley Richardson, Guildford City in 3. Elijah Kendrick, City of Brighton and Hove in 4. Ben Guthrie, Milton Keynes in 5. Makar Yakno, Portsmouth North Sea in 6. Lucas Lovell, his teammates in Southern. And RTW Monson, Aubrey Armada Bennett is in lane number 8. Now, sets this race up very nicely. Four 32s for Finley Richardson and Elijah Kendrick. Sorry, Ben Guthrie and Elijah Kendrick. 4:33, Finley Richardson. So they have to go quicker than they've been this year if they want to be on the top step of the podium. Bear in mind, of course, there are 2 groups of medals to be won, the junior and the senior. Alex Bacon in that senior category at 19 years of age, as are Ben Guthrie and Elijah Kendrick, the 2 fastest on paper. However, in 4, Elijah Kendrick struggling at the moment, back in 4th place. Ahead of him in 3, Finley Richardson, and also in 6, Makar Yakno. So lots to do. After this heat, we will have a break, and the warm-up for the finals will start at 5 o'clock. The finals, 30 of them, will start at 5:35. That will include every race today of 200 meters and less. A and B finals. Ben Guthrie, 17-year-old from Milton Keynes, leads through the breaststroke. It's only a few meters over Makar Yakno now in 2nd. Then Leon Taylor and Finn Richardson, they're on 3:30s. This is it then, the racing for medals here, junior and senior. Potentially 5, maybe even 6 medals up for grabs in this pool right now, because we've got enough in each age group. I've got a feeling Alex Bacon is going to be on that senior podium. It's a matter of where he is going to be. 4:31.5 is the time to beat in the senior category, the 19-year-old. On his way home, this is going to be super tight actually. 4:31.5 is the time to beat for the senior category, and it's going to be incredibly close, but they will take it. Ben Guthrie, 4:28.75. It will be silver for Alex Bacon from heat number 5. Finlay Richardson in 3 in the junior category has done incredibly well with a 4:30.33. And Makar Yakno 4:32, also in the junior category. Fantastic stuff. What a setup for that last race, time final heat of the day. Well done, everyone involved. We are not done yet by a long shot. There's lots to come. So, to remind you, there's a break now. Okay, we've got half an hour break entirely if you're a swimmer. Warm-ups for the finals start at 5 p.m. That is 30 minutes away, or 31 minutes away. The finals